Alright, what's up? So I'm about to talk about this new Big Sean album called Hall of Fame. So if you don't know who Big Sean is, he's a rapper from Detroit. He's signed to Kanye's label, Good Music. He's known for his kind of poppy singles. He had his little string of mixtapes, which were generally considered pretty good. I've never listened to any of them. But that's really kind of what got him his core audience and eventually got him a deal. But it seems like ever since, his first album came out, he's just kind of been the pop single dude, the dude you'll kind of other dudes will throw on a track to just to get it some radio play. And this is his second album. He said he's really going for more of a personal type feel to it, which if he achieves it or not, I guess that's up to you. Yeah, this is his second album, and I felt this was very, very average. First off, about the beats, I feel like some of them he just had no business being on. Like they weren't, not saying they were necessarily bad beats themselves, but just Big Sean on them did not sound right. Like on 10 to 2, which is the third song on here, it's more of like a almost a trap sounding type beat, and Big Sean does not sound good over that at all. His voice is just too weak almost. He's too kind of like soft for those types of beats, and the hook on that is just a disaster. So, and on other beats, they're just so repetitive, like Sierra Leone. The whole song just kind of drags, even though it's not even that long, but it still drags, and the beat is just so forgettable. And others are just whack. They're just fucking bad. Like MILF, the beat on that just sounded so generic. Like he was going for, some big single. He had Nicki Minaj and somebody else on it, but you could tell he was going for this maybe, potentially a single, and it just fell so short. I mean, pretty much because of the beat just sounding so much like everything else on the damn radio, except it's 10 times worse. And yeah, I think he's a dude who really needs to find his sound. Like my favorite song on here, or one of my favorite songs, Guap. Yeah, I feel like that's really the type of stuff that he sounds good on. Kind of a lighter, happier type beats. Not these angry, aggressive things where he's trying to come off as hard or whatever, and it just doesn't. He's just not convincing. So yeah, I really think Big Sean needs to find out what he wants his sound to be. Lyrically, he's all right, decent, average. On the first track on here, Nothing Is Stopping You, he actually tells a pretty interesting story about how he freestyled for Kanye, that was actually on his When I Was 17 episode, and then he turns around and some kid later on is wanting to freestyle for him, and he's like, "Oh my God, this is just like me and what I did for Kanye." So that was interesting. And on World Ablaze, he's kind of talking about his mom. Apparently she had cancer or something. I didn't even know about that situation. So, and on All Figured Out, he's talking just generally about uncertainty in his life. How he didn't always know this is what he wanted to do, or he didn't know if he would make it, or he just didn't ever have it all figured out. So he does get a little introspective, and I can see that he was, at least on some of the tracks, making an attempt to go for, like as he said, the more personal vibe. But most of the album is just you know pop pop rap, kind of club songs. Not saying that's a bad thing. I just don't think they're done particularly well. Um, I enjoy the song First Chain. Had Nas on it. He was talking about how like he, that's one of the things he remembers when he feels like he really made it when he got his first chain. He's saying he didn't remember his first, kiss. He didn't remember his first, a bunch of other stuff, but he does remember his first chain. So yeah, that would, lyrically he does at some points get a little bit, interesting. He has a decent flow, I guess. I mean, there's nothing too special about it. He's not that great of a rhymer. He doesn't use too many flows, but he's alright. But I'd say my biggest gripe about him as a rapper is his voice. You know, on a lot of the songs, I feel like he could really use it as an advantage on, as far as his voice goes. Like on the song Guap, I really feel like he fits in with that beat. But like on, 10 to 2 or any other of these trap sounding kind of songs, it just doesn't work because that's just not. He just doesn't sound, have that sound to his voice to where he sounds good on that. But yeah, overall there was just, too many average songs. Like when I was listening to this, when I listening to albums, I'm gonna review. I take notes, and I just kept on writing song after song. This is very average. I do not care to listen to it again. And the Needle Drop, another YouTube reviewer, he said something along the lines of, Big Sean is pretty much one of the most average rappers to hit the mainstream, and I can't really disagree. So but there were some good songs on here. Check out All Figured Out, First Chain, Nothing Is Stopping You, Fire was pretty good, and Guap, I enjoyed that. But yeah, shout out to Big Sean. Congratulations on your second album. I mean, I hope it sells well. And yeah, thanks for watching.